Welcome into Team Combat League. It is week 8 here at Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino. Wherever you're joining us around the world, we thank you so much. Boy, are we excited to begin week 8 of Team Combat League. 1-5 LA Tengoose and 2-3 the Dallas Enforcers. And Paulie, you never want to say anything is predominantly a must-win, but in this particular case, this is a must-win for LA Tengoose.
Yeah, mathematically it's a must-win, because I believe if they lose this week, they have no mathematical chance of getting even the 4th spot in the playoffs. Team Combat League, which qualifies you for the playoffs.
So right now it is Lisette Lopez, Leanne Calderon. In women's boxing, professional boxing, only 2-minute rounds. And right away, they are going right at each other. Lisette Lopez actually was involved in one of the fights of the season. What a war that she had a few weeks ago did Lisette Lopez, and they are trading right away. Look at this.
Calderon trying to use the ring while Lopez trying to walk her down. Good trading, good action from both sides.
Undoubtedly, there's a left over the top for Lisette Lopez.
Nice straight left hand.
Calderon looking to go ahead and answer back.
Got a good shot. See, Lopez has a little bit better set on her feet. She's starting to take control of the round, as Calderon is giving a little bit too much movement. She's not getting enough on her shots in order to discourage the pressure of Lopez. Lopez could be cutting off the ring, though, and it would make her pressure even more effective, but she's having a very good round nonetheless.
Well, this is important for Ricky Funes and company in the sense that they need to start off strong, and this is one of those matchups that they need to win handily. You cannot leave it and have any doubt whatsoever, Paulie.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Lopez seems like she's getting them off to a good start here. She's good, accurate shots. Now she's starting to walk Calderon back, and Calderon now going back, throwing less and less punches. At least before, she was trying to go back throwing punches, but Lopez has had herself a good round, and really has backed up Calderon well and landed some very good shots.
That'll end round number 1, and that'll conclude the opening stanza here between LA and Dallas. Coming up, we'll have the lightweights, Jose Perez and Randy Canaday, going at it. And again, they only fight 1 round, and then another fighter comes in the ring.
And Canaday's been a guy that Dallas has been able to depend on. He's won a lot of the rounds for them. It'll be interesting to see now if he can get back around for Dallas. Because now Dallas, for me, it's pretty obvious they're in a hole. I don't think anybody could have given Calderon that first round. But let's see if Canaday can get some momentum back for Dallas, or if Perez can give that much-needed 2-round boost to LA, who, like you said, is in a must-win situation tonight.
Well, they are 1-5 on the season. Also, just so you know, we are on Thursday, June 8th. It is the last day to add free agents to your team. So essentially, the free agent window will close, and teams will have to go with who they have signed already on their rosters.
Key signings maybe off the waivers or off the free agent market.
Well, I'm going to be paying attention. It's going to be very interesting to see who they decide, or who the coaches decide to go ahead and try to bring into the fold as we get ready for the playoffs coming up in July with Team Combat League. Fantastic action thus far, Paulie.
Yeah, so thus far, it's been good action this season, and things are starting to heat up tonight as well. Good little counter shot there by Canaday, partially blocked, although he gets a good hook in there on Perez.
Now, obviously, you have with Dallas, you have Greg Hardy, who is really, he made an impression 2 weeks ago in his TCL debut. So he is at heavyweight. Also, Bolo Osundairo.
Bolo Osundairo,
yeah. Remember him?
Chicago Zone.
Yeah, Chicago Zone. And if you remember him, he was involved in the Jesse Smoulier incident. So that is his sort of claim to fame, but he is a terrific fighter.
Hey, listen, Bolo's got more than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Bolo gets invited to White House dinners and everything. I see you check out Bolo's Instagram. Bolo Osundairo. He's a fun guy to follow.
No doubt about it. But right now, Jose Perez is a fun follow for LA Tengoose. But looking to answer back. Randy Canaday with an echoing right hand.
Yeah, Canaday's had himself a decent round so far. I think it could still be up in the air here in the last half of the round. It's a big competitive, but I think Canaday is starting to get the sharper shots off.
Lopez won that round, so a 10-9 an early lead, but Canaday comes back with another right hand over the top.
He's got the shorter shots on the inside consistently in this round. It's up to Perez to shorten up his shots in those exchanges.
Yeah, Perez is throwing a lot of looping shots, and Canaday has really been able to deflect those, get away from them, and then counter him with the right hand. Under a minute left here in this second round. Coming up, we'll have the middleweights, Vlad Panin, Benjamin Whitaker, one of our fights to watch. As Amir Tyson spoke with Benjamin Whitaker earlier tonight. They actually fought in June of 2020. Coming up on the final 30 seconds.
Again, the shorter punching of Canaday has been the difference here. Again, it's not for lack of trying on the part of Perez. Canaday's done a good job of smothering him and also landing the more eye-catching shots.
Yeah, I think Canaday certainly has been able to get the better of Jose Perez, and then he steps in with the left hook. So now Canaday is moving forward.
Oh, good slick moves there.
And he slips him, and I think we're even after two, Paulie.
It's not for lack of trying on the part of Perez. Canaday was better.
And it's just that, you know what, it's only one round, but every round is so important, Paulie, as we take a look back at some of the action from the second.
Yeah, and it certainly is very, very important. See, Perez was just having trouble tracking down Canaday, essentially. Look at it, Canaday had him consistently missing. And then when he hadn't have him missing, he was smothering him. He was able to a little good shot there on the inside from Perez, but overall, it was Canaday with the better eye-catching shots. There was one of those right there at the end of that replay.
So here is Benjamin Whitaker and Vlad Panin. They actually fought at the MGM Grand in June of 2020 in the bubble, in which Panin came out with a majority decision in a very close fight. That fight certainly got a lot of attention and went viral on social media. And here they reunite in round 3 of Team Combat League in Week 8.
A lot of times when it's a majority decision, both guys come out thinking they won the fight. So might be some unfinished business here on both of them.
Okay, so Canaday won that round, so we are even at 19 apiece. Ray Flores, Paulie Malignaggi, Cynthia Conti, Amir Tyson here at Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino as we begin the weekend. We appreciate all of you joining us wherever you are around the world on the TCL YouTube page.
Whitaker's coming out a little more aggression this round than I've seen in the past during the season. Maybe it's a matter of unfinished business to have to do with Panin.
If you're Ricky Funes and company, you need Panin and Silva to win your respective rounds because they have been the stars of LA Tengoose throughout the season, even though they have a 1-5 record.
Yeah, in a season where a lot of them have been undependable, Panin and Silva have been very dependable, but so far Panin looks like he's getting outworked a little bit here, and he's having trouble getting that lead hand working the way he usually gets it.
I'm seeing Panin rush things a little bit, Paulie, and that's typically not in his MO.
Yeah, now he got off a little combination there, but overall he's got to get off a little bit more here as Whitaker has the advantage in the first half of the round for me. Good
left hook to the body by Benjamin Whitaker as Panin looking to answer back. Whitaker is 15-10 as a professional. He's a crafty veteran.
Yeah, and honestly, what I'm seeing from him in this round is he's holding his ground a little bit more than he has in the past during the season, and is doing him well because his awkwardness is allowing him to set up the offense that Panin is sort of just forced to cover up on. He's not able to time him.
If you are LA, they are trying to sneak their way in the playoffs. 2 big right hands by Benjamin Whitaker. Under a minute left here in the third round.
Yeah, Panin caught him with a little short left on the way out, but again, competitive here as Panin now trying to step up in the second half of the round here and trying to get this round back.
I do like the body work that we are seeing being exhibited by Vlad Panin. Johnny Callis separates them. Panin rip into the body, Whitaker. Whitaker has a tendency, though, one thing that has been working against him is that he fades towards the end of a round. And as he goes backwards now, it's not a good look for Whitaker.
Yeah, Panin trying to close stronger here. Could leave the round up in the air.
I do think
good right hand there by Whitaker.
Good right hand by Benjamin Whitaker. I think overall body of work, though, you would have to give it to Benjamin Whitaker.
Yeah.
But, again, judges sometimes, they go with what they remember.
Yeah, and Panin's having a good end of the round here. He's landing some good shots here in the late part of the round.
That'll end the third. Panin and Whitaker went at it.
Very close round, man.
Styles make fights.
Yep.
Coming up, we will have Angel Lozano, light heavyweight for LA, and Ambibola Osundairo for Dallas, the newest addition to the Dallas Enforcers. We'll go back and take a look at some of the action.
Yeah, Osundairo is quite a character, man. Lozano's had a pretty effective season himself this season, but it's an interesting matchup we got here.
Completely agree with you.
Especially after a round where it was up in the air, Ray.
Well, now, and here we have Angel Lozano, who, you know, he's been one of those guys that you look at fighters who are given an opportunity with Team Combat League. He has been one of those fighters who has stood out for LA as he's come out and really been just consistent for Ricky Funes.
Yeah, he's one of the workhorses. Not the most talented guy, but he's a guy who gives you the effort every single week and will not allow himself to be outworked by any opponent.
When Ambibola Osundairo going at it, he's a southpaw. And that round went to Panin, so Panin gets the round. And I would say that in the second half of that round, he really turned it up against Benjamin Whitaker.
Yeah, he was able to get it back in the second half of that round, but not a close round nonetheless.
So you see the score is LA 29, Dallas 28. So LA has jumped out to an early lead. But here comes Ambibola Osundairo. Both are tied up. Johnny Callis will step between them. Outstanding action so far. Angel Lozano sparred with the likes of Dimitri Bivol, David Benavides. Only had 6 amateur fights and then jumped into the pros. Osundairo has landed the more effective shots. I think that his southpaw style might have Lozano a bit at bay.
Yeah, good idea to go to the body there for Lozano in that last exchange, but overall, he's not been able to track down Osundairo. And Osundairo's kind of controlled the distance with a good jab for most of the round. Still a minute 20 to go, though. A good hook there by Lozano.
Lozano picking up the pace here. It's one of those rounds where I think it's still kind of up in the air, Paulie.
Absolutely.
And if Lozano picks up the pace, he can certainly be effective as he has in pockets of this round. Yeah. Nice right hand down the center for Lozano. Another right hand. Lozano is throwing them shorter, more compact shots, and that seems to be affecting Osundairo.
Yeah, Lozano trying to pick it up here in the second half of the round. He's done a good job so far. Osundairo has to shorten up that left hand. He's kind of gone over the top of it a few times with it.
So final 30 seconds of this fourth round. Angel Lozano, Ambibola Osundairo. I think Lozano has picked up the pace in the second half of the round, Paulie.
Yeah, and a little clash of heads there with a lefty-righty.
Lozano did not get overwhelmed, and he buckles the knees of Osundairo. Another right hand, and Lozano's confidence is starting to soar. That'll end the round. I think Lozano, he started off a little bit slow, then he picked it up, and then he took control down the stretch.
Interesting round, man. Again, Lozano with maybe the shorter shots there that may have made a difference.
Yeah. Take a look back at some of the action here from this fourth round. We got Rowdy Montgomery coming up against Isaac Carbonell for Dallas. Now I want to go ahead and turn it over to our reporter, Cynthia Conti. Cynthia, what are they saying on social media?
Well, they are saying that they love the scoreboard, that, Panin, they were a little, they didn't know who won that round. But I do see that some people are even giving money to TCL. They're supporting us.
Oh, wow, I love it.
Yeah, thank you, David Bratzlovsky and Aisha Butler. We love you. And Mike Moss said hello to the team, and glad that the team is back together. But I want to hear what you guys have to say on the stream right now. Who is winning? Who needs to win? And who are you guys all backing?
Thank you very much, Cynthia Conti. And now we have Rowdy Montgomery, Isaac Carbonell. Incidentally, Rowdy Montgomery, he gets clocked by Carbonell. But Rowdy Montgomery is a guy who trains under the guidance of Henry Ramirez. Ramirez now has sort of loaned Montgomery to Team Combat League and Ricky Funes in LA.
Oh, whoa, big
shot down goes. It looked like Montgomery went down. They're going to call it a knockdown.
Yeah, gloves touched. Gloves touched.
So that is big because essentially what that does is that ties up the matchup for the Dallas Destroyers.
Yeah, the round goes, but yeah, that's big if this advantage continues here for Carbonell.
So Carbonell has started off strong. Rowdy Montgomery tastes the canvas. He said it was a push, but I'm sure Mike Mazzulli is going to come in between rounds and take a look at that. So, guys, if we can bring that up.
I think it was a good left hand. What the problem Montgomery had is he stood straight up on the ropes and took the full brunt of it.
I agree with you, Paulie. I think it was a knockdown, but Rowdy Montgomery looking to get Rowdy in the ring and try to pick up the pace for LA here.
Very important to keep yourself a small target when you get trapped up against the ropes. It's very difficult when you stand up straight and square up. You know, sometimes you see guys standing up straight against the ropes, but they blade off their shoulder at least. You got to do one or the other. You got to stay lower, you got to blade off. You can't stay square against the ropes. Guys like Roy Jones used to get away with it, but that was Roy.
Yeah, of course, and there's only one Roy Jones, and obviously these guys are certainly not him. Johnny Callis gets between them, will allow them to keep going, and a nice left for Isaac Carbonell. Carbonell looking to hammer away upon Rowdy Montgomery.
Yeah, his team needed him, and he's answered the call.
Well, without question, Isaac Carbonell has knotted up this matchup, and right now you're seeing a 2-point advantage for LA Tengoose, but that has since evaporated with that knockdown in the first minute of this 5th round. So, key moment here for Dallas and LA. Final stages of this 5th round between Rowdy Montgomery and Isaac Carbonell. Carbonell whacks Montgomery with the left, and that'll end the 5th frame.
Key knockdown, though. Key knockdown for...
We're going to go back and take a look at some of the action here as Mike Mazzulli, the esteemed head of the commission here, Mohegan Sun. Go back.
Yeah, left hand right to the head.
Let's take a look at it one more time.
It's going to be a straight left hand against the ropes here. We're going to need to see it again here. Very straight left.
There's the left. Yep. It is a knockdown, so that means we are deadlocked. We are even between LA and Dallas. So a 2-point swing. And now you have Greg Hardy, the Dallas Cowboy, the UFC veteran. He made a massive impression 2 weeks ago when he performed for Dallas.
I'll tell you what, Greg Hardy is known for scoring knockdowns, and Dallas has got themselves back into the fight with a knockdown. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets another one.
Well, now you have Alexander Flores, who was out of the lineup last week with flu-like symptoms. Thankfully, he's okay. But this is in the heavyweight division. Greg Hardy, intensity personified, as he will match up against Alexander Flores. So now Dallas is surging. You got the knockdown from Isaac Carbonell. Now you have your highly, touted free agent signing from a couple weeks ago. He's literally like ready to go, and he goes to the center of the ring. Does Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy is a guy who is known to perform at the highest level. Look, you don't sign and start for the Dallas Cowboys and are just an average player. I mean, that means you are sensational.
Yeah, and again, he got himself already a good reputation here in TCL with some big punching power, and you can see how his opponent Flores is sort of respecting him as he's circling the ring.
I would just say that Greg Hardy is a monster. I mean, just look at how massive his back is. His biceps are the size of my head. I mean, it's just remarkable. So we are tied up at 47 apiece with LA and Dallas. And Hardy, he gets blocked with a counter shot from Alexander Flores. Flores has been in the game for a while, and he needs to realize that, look, you have an aggressive guy. Gotta just, have some patience and find your openings.
Yeah, and one thing about Hardy, if he cuts off the ring, he's going to start trapping these guys a little bit more easily. Flores has been apprehensive. He's sure trying to pick his spots without getting too reckless and give the power of Hardy a chance as that uppercut there lands. But I tell you, if Hardy starts cutting off the ring on these guys, he's going to force them into making even more mistakes.
There's a right uppercut moments ago by Greg Hardy. Flores looking to answer back with the right, but now Hardy swarming Alexander Flores.
See, if Flores is not able to circle the ring like this, he would run into more trouble, and that comes down to Hardy cutting off the ring. But overall, Ray, Hardy's power has certainly gained the respect of Flores.
Well, it's a good combination moments ago for Alexander Flores, Paulie, and it just all depends on, do you want volume or are you looking for the big punches of one Greg Hardy?
I don't know, man. I don't think Flores is doing enough, man.
Well, Hardy is no doubt not the easiest foe to deal with. Flores has got to pump that jab.
And that's what I was just going to say. It took the word right out of my mouth, Ray. The jab right there could work in at least keeping Hardy busy, putting Hardy off balance, or making him react to it. But Flores' jab is not consistent enough.
Well, the thing is, for Greg Hardy, he's known for, when you're in the NFL, it's about explosion because it's 7-8 seconds, and that's what Hardy's doing. He explodes on you.
That's a good right hand from Flores. A little short uppercut on the inside by Hardy. Hardy likes that uppercut, man. He throws it real sneakily, I'll tell you.
It's an underutilized punch in boxing, in my estimation.
Oh, there is
another right uppercut by Hardy. A little bit of a mouse underneath the eye of Alexander Flores of LA.
It's a punch you also don't see coming. It's a very weird punch. If you got a guy who knows how to disguise the uppercut well, it's very, very tricky.
What I like about Greg Hardy is a nice right hand, and Greg Hardy won that round in resounding fashion from my standpoint.
Yeah. And again, he's been a presence for Dallas, and he's been a consistent presence for Dallas, and a much-needed presence for Dallas.
And we'll take a look back at some of the action from Greg Hardy as he handled business against Alexander Flores.
Yeah, sneaky uppercut, man. You got to keep on the watch for that uppercut from Hardy, man. It comes out of nowhere. There it is on the replay here as well. Real sneaky, and I think it can create a lot of problems for a lot of guys because people are apprehensive about his power, apprehensive about his physical size, and all of a sudden he has this little quick short uppercut that you don't really expect, and he finds a home for it. And Dallas has some momentum now. We got Hardy won the round. Right before him, Carbonell won the round with the knockdown. So Dallas has the momentum. And again, LA in a must-win situation, they got to get some rounds back.
Well, now you have Sean Bates going up against Daniel Baily. And I love this matchup for a variety of different reasons because Sean Bates has been a young fighter who is coming out. He's aggressive. And even though he might not win every time out, he's going to give you a quality effort. And Daniel Baily, to me, has been one of the standouts for the Dallas Enforcers.
Yeah, these are two high-energy guys, and this should be a fun round to watch.
It is the fastest 180 seconds in boxing when it comes to Team Combat League, like Formula One racing. Gotta love the speed that these guys go at. And look at Baily pick up the pace, dig into the body, then comes upstairs, followed by a right hand.
And he's got Bates resetting now. Those body shots.
This is one of the reasons why I love the lightweights because they are so fast.
Oh, good right hand there by Bates on the inside. Has Baily holding on.
So Hardy won that round 57-56. Dallas has stormed ahead. It is 3 straight points that have gone in the favor of the Dallas Destroyers.
Yeah, so a little pressure on Bates now to get some points back against Baily.
Well, Baily has seized the momentum in the early part of the 7th round in the lightweight division. Sean Bates looking to rip the body.
Both guys giving as much as they're taking. Both guys doing well.
Sometimes fighting in a phone booth.
Yeah, and sometimes it just comes down to that. You only got 180 seconds, like you said, Ray. Sometimes it just comes down to wanting it more.
who's able to dig deep and fight at this frenetic pace, because it is, unless you're down on the cards, you don't fight. This is not normal to fight at this frenetic pace. That's why it makes it so exciting. Yep. Look at Bates come back.
Yeah, Baily looked like he was starting to take control, but now Bates has come back a little bit himself. So, again, some good back and forth this round.
We're coming up on a minute to go. One item that we know about Sean Bates is you can never count him out of a round whatsoever. Nice left hook that caught the right eyebrow of Daniel Baily. Oh, right hand! Down goes Baily! Oh my goodness, and that's a momentum swing for LA!
Both guys throwing right hand at the same time. Bates' right hand was a little shorter. It's going to be interesting to see on the replay. I believe they were both shooting the right hand at the same time, and Bates got there first because he threw it just a little short.
That was huge!
Fundamentals really matter. It's a game of inches, end of the day.
And now Sean Bates goes right after Daniel Baily. Daniel Baily trying to pull a Gloria Gaynor. I will survive. That dates me a little bit, but look at him go. And now Bates has got Baily on his skates.
Yeah, Baily's still a little bit on unsteady legs. Nice slip and sliding there.
Sean Bates, a couple right hands, and that was significant for LA. That is the momentum shift that they needed. And boy, oh boy, what a moment for Ricky Funes in LA.
The fighters are answering the call. You know, a few rounds ago, Carbonell got the knockdown when his team needed the momentum, and now Sean Bates gets the knockdown when his team needs the momentum. Let's see this replay here if we can see it. And you're going to see, yep, both guys both right hand at the same time. And Bates got there first. He took off just a little quicker, and he was a little shorter with the right hand.
So now we have Alejandro Silva and Corey Caad. So now it is of the mindset that LA is going to one of their standout stars, Alejandro Silva, who we know has been known for dramatics. He had a knockdown a couple of weeks ago where LA needed it to stay in their matchup against New York.
And after getting the momentum from Bates now, LA going to one of the best on their roster, they have a chance to kind of start getting some comfort with that lead. But Caad is not just going to hand it to Silva. Let's see.
And Alejandro Silva's absolutely chiseled. Both guys in phenomenal physical shape. Now Corey Caad looking to turn things around for AC Bryan and the Dallas Enforcers. So LA is on top 66-65.
No, it's got to be more than that. It was 57-56 last round. Oh no, the LA won a round.
LA won the round. Yep. Yeah. So it is 66-65 for LA.
Back and forth. See Silva trying to press Caad.
Caad needs to keep Alejandro Silva at bay with his jab. But Silva looking to get on the inside and unleash those vicious hooks that he has.
Yeah, those straight punches will get Silva to slow down a little bit, but you got to be consistent with them. Silva trying to force his way in here.
Silva, though, and I like how he attacked the body. Oh, overhand right for Alejandro Silva on Corey Caad. Caad needs to sort of stick with his jab and not abandon it. It's clear that Silva, though, is looking for that home run shot.
Yeah, well, he's trying to put the pressure on Caad. He's trying to force the mistakes. The thing about Silva is he presses you so much that he will draw mistakes out of you. Caad has an awkward movement, but a lot of times he over-moves, and he'll make too big of a defensive move and put himself out of position. And Silva's trying to take advantage of it now.
Silva just nailed Corey Caad with the left hook and a right.
And that's another thing about those big defensive moves. They fatigue you because, it's hard to keep up with them. And Silva realized this, and he's starting to bring the pressure.
There is some reddening of the nose of Corey Caad as Alejandro Silva looking to attack Caad as we approach the 60-second mark. A right hand for Silva. That's got Caad going backwards.
Not enough deception. A lot of movement on Caad, but not enough deception. It's got to be tricky deception if you're going to trick Silva, because Silva otherwise will close that gap on you and make your life miserable.
I'd like to see some feint side of Corey Caad in, do some more head movement.
Yeah.
But I think undoubtedly, Paulie, this is no doubt around in favor of Alejandro Silva.
Yeah, Silva's been bossing it here. And again, much needed from LA, as tonight they are out if they don't come up with a win.
What I like about Alejandro Silva, though, is that he's of the mindset it's not enough for him just to win the round. You can tell he's trying to get that knockdown.
Well, some teams have their team leaders. You know, you can see Alejandro Silva has become the sort of the team leader for LA. He's been the most consistent round winner for them, and a guy that they really relied upon.
He's like Pac-Man. He likes to gobble up rounds.
Yep.
Does Alejandro Silva. And that'll
There's a
end
cut on his head.
the 8th.
There's a cut on the side of Silva's head there. You see that on the left side of his
boy.
head?
So that is interesting. I think they might add a clash of heads because I think that there is a cut outside of the left eye of Montgomery Caad.
Maybe that's the blood of Caad on the side of the head of Silva.
Potentially. Now we have the heavyweights, Cassius Chaney, Adrian Taylor. Right hand there by Alejandro Silva. Again, LA 1-5, Dallas 2-3. Already, New York and Atlanta clinched playoff spots, but these 4 teams are vying for 2 playoff positions.
And also, you know, New York and LA, it's about position in the playoffs, right?
Absolutely.
The highest seed.
Neither team in action this week, but Adrian Taylor, former stablemate of Errol Spence Jr., Jermell Charlo. Now they've added Ryan Garcia to that gym with Derek James. Boy, what a quality group that is down there in Dallas. Now we have Cassius Chaney for LA, Adrian Taylor with Dallas.
And now it's up to Taylor to get back some momentum for Dallas as LA has enjoyed a couple of good rounds in a row. And they are up a couple points now.
Yeah, LA won that round for Alejandro Silva. They're on top by 2 rounds, 76-74. You know what? Credit to LA with Sean Bates and Ricky Funes and Alejandro Silva. They were reeling, and they have found a way to circle the wagons, get back on track, and they have built up another 2-point lead.
Yeah, but you know what? You can't get comfortable. Still 10 rounds to go here in this matchup. They fight 18 rounds. So you're going to have to bank some rounds more.
We are a long way away from being done, Paulie. But right now, Cassius Chaney looking to be the general here. We will have an intermission. Cynthia Conti going to interview one of the fighters in between our first half and second half. Don't forget the first half of a doubleheader.
So good combination there by Chaney.
Cassius Chaney unloading a combo. Coming up next, we'll have Las Vegas and we'll have DC. You have Dewey Cooper matching wits against Barry Hunter. Just over the midway point of the 9th round. Taylor needs to land something impactful to try to get things turned in his favor.
Yeah. I mean, it's been relatively competitive here, but it seems like Chaney's been just a bit more of a boss of the ring, and it's going to be up to Taylor to try to turn it around here in the last minute of the round, because I think the round is still up for grabs for him. But as the round progresses, it's Chaney who's bossing the ring more, putting him against the ropes, landing a nice right hand on Taylor there as Taylor was against the ropes.
Chaney is using his physical attributes to try to literally just frustrate Adrian Taylor, and Taylor isn't being busy enough to get Chaney something to think about what's coming back at him.
Yeah, exactly. He's sort of very passive in this round, and a round where Dallas really could use the round because they're starting to build up a deficit. He's sort of had a kind of a passive round.
Chaney isn't doing anything that is eye-catching, but it's workmanlike is what his demeanor is.
It's consistent more than anything else. He's sort of been the one consistently controlling the ring here in this round.
Well, for young fighters, if you look at that, there are times where simple fundamentals, the jab followed by the right hand, can win you a round. Cassius Chaney has and will continue the momentum with LA as LA Tengoose needs this one. It's win or go home for them, and that'll end the 9th round.
For me, that was another LA round.
I would have to say that they are really moving in the right direction. And in a time when things looked not good for them after getting the knockdown for Isaac Carbonell over Rowdy Montgomery. And we will go back and check out some of the knockdowns that we've seen in the first half of this particular matchup. There was Isaac Carbonell putting down Rowdy Montgomery. That was a 10-8 round, a swing in their favor. And here's the knockdown by Sean Bates as he put down Daniel Baily. And when you're able to put down Daniel Baily, I think that speaks volumes as to your tenacity.
Yeah, exactly. And again, they're fighting with the urgency needed. LA is. LA needs to have that urgency underneath them this week, especially more than anything else. As mathematically, they're eliminated if they don't win this weekend, and they've shown that thus far in the first half.
Well, LA is 1-5 on the season. Dallas 2-3, as they are without a doubt. It is win or go home for LA. If they are victorious, they will remain in the playoff race. And LA won that round with Cassius Chaney, 86-83 at the break. It is a 3-point advantage for LA, and now we are going to send it to our very own Cynthia Conti. And Cynthia Conti is going to be standing by with Greg Hardy, the standout heavyweight. And once again, here is Cynthia Conti.
Greg Hardy, you just performed. You look tired. You look exhausted, and I know you have to fight again. But you did pretty well. You won that round. How do you feel?
Feel great, man. Ready to go again. Had a great opponent, man. You can tell he's seasoned. He's in there making good moves, but it's now time for me to step up for the next level, come back with some counters, come back with some different strategies, and bring home another one.
I think you are throwing off a lot of people's plans because they don't know what to do. You're throwing in some very sneaky uppercuts, which is a very underused punch that they throw, and you're throwing a lot of them.
Sometimes, you got to switch it up with a big man, walk him down, be heavy. Sometimes you got to switch it up with the boxing, and I'm here to show people that I got a little bit of both. I'm here to definitely advance my skill set, but I do have a base skill set, and I'm going to put it on showcase today.
Which is harder, football or boxing?
Don't try either unless you're ready for a whole lot of pain, man. It's a work day in e-sport, and these men deserve to be saluted.
Well, best of luck to you.
And women, excuse me.
Thank you very much. Best of luck. Back to you guys.
Greg Hardy joining us. Hey, I like what Greg Hardy said. He goes, don't try either unless you're ready for a lot of pain. I mean, there's the reason why they call this the hurt business for a reason, Paulie.
Absolutely, man. You got to be ready to do both. You got to train to do both. You got to be mentally in the right place when the bell rings.
Oh, great to hear from Greg Hardy, the standout heavyweight for Dallas. And you know what? There have been guys who made impacts, but man, Greg Hardy has really made a significant impact for Dallas. And if you look at it too, on the opposite side, for Las Vegas, we'll see in the second half of our doubleheader, Michael Hunter with Las Vegas free agent signing, impactful signing at heavyweight.
And it's also some name signing. Michael Hunter has been a top world level contender, been in with the likes of Alexander Usyk and the like. Greg Hardy, obviously well known at multi-sport athlete as well. Starting to also attract some bigger names here at TCL.
All right, so now we have the lightweights, Jose Perez, Javier Fernandez going at it. A 3-point lead for LA as they are in a win or go home type of mindset, as they sincerely need this big win in order to remain in the playoff race. Also, want to let you know that there are going to be some postseason nominations, 3 each. There will be the Sugar Ray Robinson Most Valuable Fighter Award, the Ali Frazier Fight of the Year Award, awarded to the 2 fighters that participated in the most exciting TCL round of the year, the Mike Tyson Rookie of the Year Award to the most outstanding fighter making their pro debut at TCL, the George Foreman Most Resilient Fighter Award, awarded to the most outstanding fighter 35 years or older, the Muhammad Ali Community Service Award, and the Custom Auto Coach of the Year Award. So 6 postseason awards that will go ahead and be given during the Mega Brawl in the middle of July.
And these guys are looking to get an award just for getting this round here. They've started out with the fist flying, Perez and Fernandez.
Yeah, they are absolutely going at it, are these 2 combatants. My goodness, look at this ball.
Yeah, it's like one lands and the other one answers.
They both continue to go back and forth. They are no doubt looking to go for that Ali Frazier Fight of the Year Award, the most exciting TCL round of the year. Boy, they're picking up the pace here. Is Jose Perez and Javier Fernandez.
Yeah, Perez starting to take a little bit more control here. He had a little bit more trouble in round 1 against Randy Canaday, but here against Fernandez, he started to find a home for those shots more consistently than is Fernandez. in the round where both have traded well.
What I love about Team Combat League is even if you lose the first round and you lose it 10-9, you come out, you win your round, but you know what? It's even. And if you get a knockdown, you get a point to your team. Every point counts.
Yeah, exactly. And the responsibility on you, I think the microscope is even more on you because you only have 1 or 2 rounds to get it done. This is Perez's second round tonight, and you can see he's fighting with a lot more urgency.
And also, he's got a sweat. He's glistening. That means he's warmed up. That means he's ready to go. For Javier Fernandez, we did not see him in the first half, so essentially he's coming into this round cold.
Yeah. Fernandez has fought a good round himself. I just think Perez has landed the better shots, but Fernandez has also been bringing it himself and throwing his share of good shots.
We are under a minute to go in this 10th round as we begin the second half of the Combat League.
Perez again, accurate.
A nice combination being delivered by Jose Perez, much to the delight of Ricky Funes and LA Tengoose.
This would be huge if Fernandez really gets this round for LA. It would give his team a good cushion. I mean, if Perez gets this round for LA.
And if you're LA, if you're Dallas, you're like, look, we've been down before. We got a 10-8 round. We've been able to circle the wagons before. They have dealt with an uphill climb in this matchup against LA before.
And Fernandez trying to fight his way back in with 20 seconds left.
But back comes Jose Perez. Jose Perez unloading upon one. Javier Fernandez.
Left shot by Fernandez.
But back comes Fernandez. What action of this 10th round. What a way to begin the second half of this head-to-head showdown. Now we'll have Lizette Lopez and Jennifer Miranda go back and revisit some of the action from this round.
Yeah, that was some good back and forth trading. Thought Perez edged it slightly, man, but Fernandez came back late with some good shots on it of his own. Close round, but I think for me, Perez edged it. A change of a corner here for Lizette Lopez, as she had a great first round, but now she's up against Jennifer Miranda this time around.
Yeah, Jennifer Miranda has been terrific for Dallas. Incidentally, she actually bypassed an opportunity to fight for a European title prior to the season debut of Team Combat League. She said, this is a wonderful concept. I love it. It makes me happy, and I wanted to be a part of the first season of Team Combat League. And Jennifer Miranda has certainly found a home with the Dallas Enforcers and TCL. Good jab by Jennifer Miranda.
Southpaw Lopez had a very effective first round. Should be an interesting matchup here with Miranda and Lopez.
I think Miranda wants to keep her distance and utilize her range and her height advantage to her benefit. A right hand by Jennifer Miranda. But Lopez is certainly so crafty and she's tough. Yeah, she's aggressive.
Lopez is more set on her feet than a lot of the women I see. You know, she's set on her feet, so she knows she kind of has a really good idea of what she's going to do and not do. She knows how to put that pressure on you. Miranda moves around a lot and she throws some awkward shots, and she's consistent. She may even be winning this round. It's a close round, but she's forced to work twice as hard as somebody like Lopez, who can just sort of consistently bring it.
So Perez won that previous round 96-92. But I think Jennifer Miranda is doing well to try to cut into this LA Tengoose lead.
Yeah, and Dallas really needs this round. You know, this is very imperative. Miranda's having a good round, but Lopez, again, consistently trying to bring it to her. But Miranda doing well with that in and out. Also, that height advantage she has throws a lot of people off.
Terrific action between Lizette Lopez and Jennifer Miranda. Lopez looking to get on the inside against Miranda. Miranda looking to keep her at bay. And the women go at it. My goodness.
Yeah, good round for Miranda, I think. You know, Lopez tried to bring Miranda with that in-and-out style. Was able to change range on Lopez enough to confuse her.
Well, now here we have coming up next in the light heavyweight division, two guys who were successful, Angel Lozano and Isaac Carbonell. But we go back and take a look at some of this action with Jennifer Miranda and her adversary, Lizette Lopez.
Lozano and Carbonell had different opponents in the first go-around. Now they're up against one another.
Yeah, Lozano victorious over Vs Osundairo. Meantime, for Isaac Carbonell, he put down Rowdy Montgomery A 10-8 round. I believe it was a clash of heads. Carbonell, a southpaw conventional, is Angel Lozano. This in the light heavyweight division.
Yeah, good knockdown supported by Carbonell there in that first round. That was really key. But Dallas have not done a lot since, so they're hoping that he can bring the momentum back. Lozano gets put in there. He's the pit bull. Once they said Carbonell got the knockdowns, they said, LA said, all right, let's put the pit bull in with Carbonell this time around.
Well, Lozano, he has I like how he's very light on his feet. Bounces around well, looks to unload that left hook. Sneaky right hand that landed. Carbonell looking to unload that left. And we have a 3-point lead. Dallas won that round. Miranada took home that round. It's 105-102, 3-point lead for LA.
Good left hand there by Carbonell. You see Lozano trying to put that pressure, trying to force the mistakes for Carbonell. Moving effectively, shooting that straight left hand off there.
Good right hand by Angel Lozano.
Yeah, that's the thing about Lozano. If you stand still long enough for him to start throwing punches, he will outwork you. You got to keep it moving. You got to work off that movement. He has trouble when you work off the movement, but you got to be working off the movement. That's the key. Good 1-1-2 there by Carbonell.
Yeah, there was a straight left that found its mark for Isaac Carbonell just over the midway point of the 12th round. It is Week 8 of Team Combat League. LA 1-5 on the season. 2-3 is Dallas already. Atlanta and New York have clinched playoff spots. 2 more playoff spots on the line over the next few weeks.
Carbonell with a sharp southpaw jab. He should really be using it more. A lot of times he lets his own feet put him out of position. He does some over moving there. And here Lozano now. Carbonell not moving enough here, which will happen when you move too much. You end up getting tired. And Lozano starting to let those hands go. Good defense there by Carbonell to keep his hands up. But again, it's the work Lozano is getting done there.
Well, if you remember when Lazano took on Osundairo, he turned up the pace and turned up the heat in the second half of the round, and he's trying to do the same here against Isaac Carbonell. There's a straight left by Isaac Carbonell.
Yep.
Carbonell has done terrific for Dallas. A 2-point swing in his first meeting against Rowdy Montgomery, and now lo and behold, he is getting the better against Angel Lozano.
And Carbonell very savvy the way he moved. Good counter shots there as well, using Lozano's effort against him. But there's been spots where Lozano's had the advantage through this round, so it's going to depend on what the judge is like.
I think Dallas is cutting into that LA lead, and things are getting tighter without question. Cynthia Conti, what are they saying on social media?
Right now there is a poll. Dallas Enforcer 64%, LA Tengoose 35%. That's the poll that who's going to win tonight. But a lot of the chat has been that it's D-Town. LA's not doing enough. So.
All right, so there are a lot of Dallas fans that are chiming in.
Those votes must have come in before they started fighting. No?
Yeah, I would have to say. Right now we got Sean Bates and Randy Canaday. Sean Bates with a knockdown over Daniel Baily, a 2-point swing. And he did that in the final minute of their round, back in round number 7. So Sean Bates, he's a spark plug for Ricky Funes and LA Tengoose. But for Randy Canaday, he has been a consummate professional. He's been you know that you're going to get a quality performance out of Canaday week in, week out. Yeah,
Canaday's been one of the guys that Dallas relies on. He's been very reliable himself. Good boxer, knows how to punch off the move. Good hand speed. Good counter right hand there by Canaday.
Scoring update. It was Carbonell victorious in his previous round. So 114-112, a 2-point lead only for LA, and the second half has been very much looking in the way of Dallas. We'll see if Canaday can pick up the pace here and make it a 1-point advantage only for LA.
Canaday's a good counterpuncher, but Bates has been first consistently here, which could really affect the judges' opinion of how the round goes. It's been Bates consistently being first. It's not always landing, as actually sometimes Canaday lands some sharp counter right hands, but it's important to show the judge that you also know how to lead and not just counter.
Bates is extremely effective when he doubles up on that jab. Curious to see if he'll go back to that. There he goes, doubles up on the jab, and he literally absorbed a shot from Canaday. We have 80 seconds to go in the 13th round. A couple of counter right hands by Canaday. You're seeing Bates double up on the jab, and Ricky Funes saying, there you go. Wants to see more of that.
Looks that counter right hand there from Canaday. He's very sharp with that shot.
Well, Canaday's almost waiting for Bates to throw that jab, and then as Bates is midway through sending the jab, he literally throws that right hand on the mark.
Yeah, he rolls very well with it. A lot of times, though, Canaday's guilty of only looking for that. That's the problem. Because Canaday has good shot, good right hand there by Bates. Sometimes Canaday ends up waiting and almost just looking for an opportunity to throw that counter right hand and roll there.
I think that Bates' work rate is probably favoring, the judges will likely favor him based on his work rate.
30 seconds left, though. Let's see how they close out. Good shots there on the inside by Bates.
Right, uppercut by Sean Bates, taking a page out of Greg Hardy's book. Final moments.
Canaday with some good shots there to the body and to the head.
And that'll end the 13th round. I think Bates edged it.
Good close round, man. Canaday gave himself a reason to try to claim it at the end of the round, but I don't know. It's a close round.
Now we have Alejandro Silva, Benjamin Whitaker. Boy, Benjamin Whitaker, he's had his hands full tonight. Going up against Vlad Panin and now Alejandro Silva.
Yeah.
But when Amir Tyson spoke with him earlier, literally, Whitaker said, look, I'm a professional. I'm always ready to go. My mindset is to come out and perform at the highest level possible, and he needs to do that against Alejandro Silva. Alejandro Silva was fantastic against Corey Caad back in round number 8.
Yeah, I think Caad had enough of Alejandro Silva. They couldn't put him possibly come back in with another 3 minutes with Silva, so they figured, you know what, let's get Whitaker against him.
And also we saw a little bit of blood on the hairline of Alejandro Silva. Thankfully, though, he's okay and ready to go. There's an overhand right by Alejandro Silva. Whitaker attacking Alejandro Silva, trying to put him on his back foot.
Yeah, trying to back him up. Silva may not be the same fighter backing up, but you do that at your own peril.
Without question. Overhand right there by Silva.
Good exchange there by both guys.
So now our score, we have a 1-point lead for LA, 123-122. Canaday won that round, so Canaday edged it. Down goes Whitaker, though, but no, so says a referee in charge, Ricky Gonzalez.
Yeah, he just got pushed behind the neck, though. Yeah, Canaday, I think, pulled it out at the end of that last round. Landed some good shots to close the round.
That's why I'm not a judge, Paulie.
Yeah. No, I mean, it could have went either way, to be honest. But a lot of times, like we say, the judges, the last thing they see, they may favor, and Canaday closed that round stronger.
But now if you're Alejandro Silva, again, he's one of the stars of LA. You need this if you're LA Tengoose, and we'll see what he does and brings to the table against the veteran out of San Antonio in Benjamin Whitaker, even though he's performing for Dallas.
Yeah, Whitaker's giving it a good effort. He's trying to hold his ground, trying to go punch for punch with Silva. I think Silva's had just a little bit of the shorter shots, but both guys have been giving good shots. Definitely, though, if you're LA, you can't afford your best guy not to win this round right now. The pressure is on LA, but even more so on Silva because he's been the most dependable.
Well, right now, LA is essentially facing elimination. They need this round, they need this win if they want to continue and keep their playoff hopes alive. And if you're Dallas, every win is so important. Whitaker tastes the deck again, but again, no, it was a push down from Alejandro Silva.
Yeah, Silva likes to use those bully taxes on the inside. Oh, good, a little uppercut there by Silva. Shorter shots being thrown by Silva here. Whitaker's got to shorten those up in those exchanges.
A left hook for Alejandro Silva, under 30 seconds left.
Yeah,
Whitaker answering back with the right.
As you said, Whitaker's on a sort of fades as the round comes to a close, and Silva doesn't do those kind of things, so it's starting to cause a little bit more separation between these two guys as the round is coming to the end.
This is a massive round for both, but more so for LA Tengoose, because if you're even as we head to these final rounds, that would be extremely detrimental and put a lot of pressure on your team.
Especially when you got Greg Hardy coming up soon, you know?
Oh, absolutely, and you saw Whitaker stumbling around, but again, another quality performance from Alejandro Silva, the LA Tengoose middleweight. Go back and take a look at some of the action. Coming up, we got Rowdy Montgomery and Vs Osundairo. Both guys lost. Osundairo came up short against
Lozano.
None other than Angel Lozano. For Rowdy Montgomery, he tasted the deck against Isaac Carbonell. And if you're Rowdy Montgomery, you got to be thinking, all right, I'm going to put that in the past. And for both guys, they got to put it in the past. And they're both southpaws.
Yeah.
Osundairo, Rowdy Montgomery going right after Osundairo. But these guys are moving. We hear that foot stomping. Their feet are stomping and moving in the ring.
Yeah, tactical approach here in the early going.
$133-131. That was a big win for Alejandro Silva. A 2-point lead for LA Tengoose. Really appreciate Josh with keeping us updated with the scores and also our fine staff here. Ahmed Sheikh, our CEO, in the house, enjoying the action for Week 8 of what has been a quality start to Team Combat League here from Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino. There's a jab followed by a left from Osundairo.
Osundairo with a little bit of awkwardness. He's got a big reach, so a little bit of awkwardness with that jab.
He's a terrific athlete as well. You just tell. I mean, he's ready to unload upon Rowdy Montgomery. But also, when you train under Henry Ramirez, and Henry Ramirez doesn't take anybody. Henry Ramirez, former trainer of Chris Adeola, along with Josecito Lopez, has had some quality guys, and he believes Rowdy Montgomery can certainly be something.
Yeah, and Montgomery showing the goods here. This is still a good competitive round here as we come into the second half. Still up for grabs, in my opinion.
Now, I don't know if he, his hairstyle, if he colored his hair to try to match his trunks with LA Tengoose, but I think it works for him.
Awkward entrance there by Osundairo, trying to put Montgomery out of position. Landed a couple of small shots. This is going to be one of those rounds where even the little details may come into matter because it's very competitive. Hard to tell them apart so far.
Yeah, you want to see the epitome of a toss-up round? Look at this 15th round with Rowdy Montgomery and Vs Osundairo. This one at light heavyweight.
Montgomery has to start trying to lead a little bit, though. He's waiting a little bit too much here. Osundairo has been first consistently. Not a lot has landed for either guy, but Osundairo has been a good job of being first, and that could come into play.
Yeah, who's going to be first at the table seems to be the impetus for either guy. I think it is favor of that of Osundairo. We are in the money rounds here at Team Combat League. And again, Paulie.
Shot there by Osundairo.
Osundairo with the left.
Montgomery had a sort of a frustrated look on his face. He can't figure out the movement, the awkward movement of Osundairo. And before you know it, the round is over here.
I think that left, as Montgomery went to the ropes, might have solidified the round for Osundairo. And we will head towards the 16th round. Cassius Chaney and Adrian Taylor.
That's why when the guy's awkward, you just got to take the Lozano approach. Just take it to him. Forget about the timing. You're not going to time an awkward guy. Just take it to him. And I think Lozano had a good approach against Osundairo. Montgomery tried to do some boxing against Osundairo, which requires timing, and it makes it more difficult against a guy like Osundairo. You see the awkward entrance, both ways he closes the gap, does Osundairo.
Now we have round 16 in the heavyweight division. Cassius Chaney, Adrian Taylor. Chaney was successful against Adrian Taylor in their first meeting back in round 9. What will round 16 bring? We're about to find out.
Yeah, Chaney did a good job controlling the ring, so Taylor's got to put the onus on now on Taylor to try to take control of center ring here, and that's what he's trying to do here. Trying to back up Chaney to the ropes.
It's almost as if he heard you, Paulie. But back comes Cassius Chaney. Chaney absorbed that early onslaught. Now he's going back to work with what led him to victory in that round with the jab followed by the right hand.
Yeah, Chaney's a good mid-range fighter. He sort of kept control of the ring, keeping it at mid-range. Backing Taylor up against the ropes the first go-around. Let's see how they go here. There's a slight clash of heads on the inside.
Yeah, they both, Adrian Taylor said, hey, my bad, as we take a look at and Osundairo won it, so it is a 1-point lead for LA Tengoose, 142-141. This is another big round for LA Tengoose. You do not want to be tied up, especially, guess who's coming up next? Greg Hardy's up next for Dallas.
Yeah, and also a big round for Taylor, because if he can give his team a point here with Hardy coming up, it really makes a big difference.
Taylor attacking the body of Cassius Chaney. He's in the chest of the LA Tengoose heavyweight. If you're Chaney, he needs to go back to that jab followed by the right. Nice sneaky right to the body by Adrian Taylor.
Taylor done a little bit better job of trying to take back center ring in this go-around. And Chaney hasn't been as active as well.
I think Chaney needs to double up on his jab more and utilize his height and his reach. I mean, it won him the previous round, but Taylor has been able to get into a bit of a rhythm here.
I think Taylor, what he's done is he's done a good job of making that left hand of Chaney not be as effective. You know, slipping, sliding around, trying to use that head movement. Still been a challenge to close the gap as he does here, but and get smothered. But nonetheless, it hasn't just given it away to Chaney due to Chaney's educated left hand.
Under 47 seconds to go in this 16th round. And also, I do like how Taylor has implored, you know, tying up Cassius Chaney and forcing him to reset and try to get back into rhythm.
Yeah, sometimes some styles just don't gel well. These two guys, between the first round and now we're up to the last 30 seconds here, they haven't really gelled well as far as being entertaining. But nonetheless, you know, you still got to be effective. Good right hand there by Chaney, and in a close round, every little bit is going to help you.
Absolutely. There was a jab followed by a right hand. Chaney looking to pick up the pace here towards the tail end of the 16th round. Is it enough to win him the round? Who knows?
Yeah, there's a couple clashes of heads this round as well.
And that'll conclude the 16th frame. I think things are getting closer, Paulie, as we head towards round 17. 2 more rounds to go.
There's a couple highlights. Taylor tried to get back the round against Chaney with just hustling. When Chaney's still trying to pick his spots and land the better shots. It seems like Taylor also tried to out-hustle him, so little tit-for-tat there. I thought Chaney landed a couple of good, clean right hands. Taylor with a couple of flurries. Let's see which one the judges liked.
Round 17. This one is scheduled for 18. A rematch between Alexander Flores and Greg Hardy. And Ricky Gonzalez telling Hardy, you cannot hold behind the head and punch. Not allowed. Well, for Greg Hardy, this is a very big round for both teams. We're here at Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino. Good left hook to the body by Greg Hardy. A right hand by Alexander Flores. Both guys are throwing with more frequency compared to that of round 6.
Yeah, Flores trying to do is hold his ground a little bit, trying to desperately to make sure he wins this round for LA, as every round is going to come into play here. Good shot there by Flores.
Right hand for Greg Hardy, but Flores ducks underneath. I think this round is very much up for grabs. Hardy looking for that right uppercut that he was clocking Flores with in round 6. And we are tied at 151. Taylor won that round. We are deadlocked at 151 apiece. Oh, there goes Greg Hardy on a left hook by Alexander Flores.
You could see Flores getting some good timing going this round, or even earlier in the round. Holding his ground a little bit better, and he makes it pay, makes it count.
How significant is that? You're tied, and now it is a 2-point swing for LA Tengoose.
And that is a huge swing, because Hardy's one of the guys that's been automatic for Dallas. And now you just want a 2-point round against him. Well, let's see if Hardy gets it back. There's still a minute left.
Well, Hardy, they're both just swinging, going toe-to-toe. The fistic fireworks are being thrown in abundance. A left hook by Flores as Hardy goes backwards. Oh, there goes Hardy. This one's over. A 10-7 round as Alexander Flores might have saved LA's season.
was impressive.
Oh my goodness! Alexander Flores has floored Greg Hardy.
And now here's the thing for Dallas: have you lost Greg Hardy for a certain amount of time? Is he going to be? Is that going to be the kind of knockout that gets you suspended?
Well, a knockdown, a knockout. You're suspended for 45 days, if I'm correct, Paulie.
It depends on the knockout. It could be 15, 30, 45, or even 60 or 90, but some good shots there.
Wow.
Flores. And you can see Flores just had his legs under him better this round. The first round that he went up against Hardy was a bit too respectful. But you could see this round he was holding his ground, punching back. You weren't sure how it was going to play out for him. But then he got the first knockdown and then the second knockdown.
And Flores knew it. He said, yep, I put him down, a 10-7 round. Oh, my goodness. That is significant.
You know where we are now? Where are we?
Somewhere.
Why don't you get up, take a picture?
Mentioned talking to Hardy.
Hey, thankfully Greg Hardy's okay.
Yeah, he said he feels good. It happens. You know, you get caught with a shot. It happens.
Look, he's disappointed in himself, but at the end of the day, as long as he's healthy and certainly he's performed very well for AC Brian Dallas, but man, oh man, you're tied, you're deadlocked. If you're LA, you got Greg Hardy going against you, and Ricky Funes was able to utilize one of his prize free agent acquisitions, Alexander Flores.
Oh,
beautiful left hook.
That was the first knockdown. Left hook right on the button. The big shot, holding his ground. Flores holding his ground at center ring and getting that knockdown.
And here's the end, boom, the jab followed by the right.
Yep, left. It was sort of a sweeping hook. Yeah, like a sweeping hook. That kind of combination, you throw it just as a decoy. You just want to get the peripheral vision of the opponent to look that way, and then you don't see the shot coming down the middle.
So we got Vlad Panin and Diane Depestre for Dallas. Essentially, how it unfolds is this: if Vlad Panin doesn't get knocked out, then LA is going to keep their season alive here tonight.
Yeah, in impressive fashion.
I mean, that was, you want high drama? Look no further than that matchup with Alexander Flores and Greg Hardy.
And you know what, Ray? Dallas had fought their way back into contention here. That it was up for grabs, and you're thinking, man, now it's even with Greg Hardy, our main guy, in the ring. I mean, we got a really good advantage, and Flores really changed things, put things really into perspective by changing everything around.
My goodness, how things just changed that fast with Team Combat League. And now if you're Ricky Funes, you're going to essentially, you know, you're a Yankee fan if I'm correct. You're going to Mariano Rivera, Vlad Panin, and saying close out the game.
Yeah, and Panin has also been one of the more dependable guys for LA. And honestly, to be honest, with Dallas needing a knockout, Despestre is fighting in a completely opposite manner. I mean, I don't know how you would get a knockout if you're fighting in the way Despestre is fighting, knowing you need a knockout, mind you. I assume they know.
Well, essentially what this does, and you know, Dallas is 2-3. LA will likely improve to 2-5. It keeps them in the playoff race.
Yeah.
And mathematically, that's all you want is a chance to continue to fight for your playoff lives. And that's what Ricky Funes and his entire team did. My hat's off to LA Tengoose for digging deep when it didn't look good for them, especially heading into that 17th round.
And of course, you know, all those other teams still battling for that playoff spot. You know, it's kind of muffled up in there. You know, then LA's gonna have to keep winning. Their schedule is not getting easier. I think next week they have New York, but you know, it's certainly you live to fight another day, as they say. Oh, good shot by
Despestre. He's got Panin hurt. Oh boy, do we got some more drama here in the 18th.
And I don't know, you know, that's on Panin because he's sitting there throwing wide left hooks on the inside. Despestre threw a shorter hook and caught him. But Despestre wasn't really looking to make the fight. I was questioning why he was fighting in the way he was fighting, needing a knockout, but Panin walked himself into that hook.
Well, a little bit too lackadaisical was Vlad Panin. He got woken up with a left hook. Compliments of the Dallas Enforcer's own Diane Depestre. And some shots behind the head for Despestre. But Panin got woken up from that big left hook.
Can Despestre do it? 30 seconds left.
Well, he needs 2 knockdowns, not 1, or he needs a big shot to put away Panin.
And he's landing some good shots, I'll tell you.
If you're Panin, you just need to remain upright.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Panin, you've already lost this round at this point. Just, you know, just don't engage, but this is the pride. And Despestre with another good shot.
Well, Dallas certainly not going away without a fight. What a matchup between LA Tengoose and the Dallas Enforcers. And that'll end a right hand as Panin says, hey, you know what? You rocked me, but I'm not going away.
Yeah, you know what? You rocked me, but you win the battle. We won the war.
Exactly. Wow, what excitement here. Amazing stuff. And Paulie will take a look back, and I'm going to go ahead.
You see there, you know, that was Panin. That's on Panin. He was sort of looking for a big combination when you could really be coasting this round. He was still controlling the round up until that point, and after that point, things got a bit rocky as Despestre really started chasing and going for the big finish.
Well, Paulie, I'm going to go and get the scorecards, and likely LA will keep their playoff hopes alive, but we'll find out how it all mathematically shakes out.
Yeah, we'll see. Scorecards coming up now. I think I got the official scorecard here. It's going to be LA by 2 points at 170-168, right? And so Ray's going to get in there in the ring and make it official.
As LA improves to 2-5 on the season. Congratulations to Ricky Muniz and LA Tengoose.